You're absolutely right in pointing out, but let me get Mr. Ashok Kumar back into the conversation. Mr. Kumar, the additional challenge now of ensuring that the Kavad Yatra, as in when it takes off, if it does in fact go forward, because the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand has expressed his concerns and a decision is yet to be taken, is what we're given to understand. But how worried would you be as someone who will have to manage the affairs?
As of now, state government has issued an order on 30th of June that Kavad Yatra will not be conducted this year like 2020. But if there is a rethinking, let us see whatever best possible that will be done by us. Whatever would be best possible. Yeah.
Whatever will be the best possible, and you have no choice. You will have to comply with whatever is the decision and whatever are the orders. But Dr. Garg, let me ask you, we've already seen the IMA put out a advisory today against holding large public gatherings, social congregations, religious congregations. The fact of the matter is that we're still tracking over 40,000 cases a day. We still have a R factor of almost 1 across the country. These are potential triggers, and we hope we don't come to a situation where we are going to see any fresh nationwide outbreak. But how worried would you be? Do you believe that at this point in time it is absolutely ill-advised to be able to do things like the Kavad Yatra, etc.?
Shireen, it's a very, very valid question. Let me tell you that today India has got about 37,000 plus cases. And just 2 days back, we had 42,000 plus cases. Maharashtra has seen an uprise in R0. It is inching close to 1 just in a matter of few days. You see, from 0.84 we progressed to 1. And Kerala also has gone, around 1. And if we see it, northeastern states also have gone, to over 1. But if we see overall in the country scenario, you're absolutely right. That number of infected persons, one person who can infect many, that is R0. So that is also above 1. I'm perfectly in agreement with, Indian Medical Association, Dr. A.K. Singh and all. At this point of time, any kind of super spreader events have got to be avoided. People can enjoy their holidays once the pandemic has gone out of our lives. The pandemic is here. The borders are all porous. The mutations are here. So we need to follow COVID appropriate behavior. Any kind of super spreader events, whether it is in form of, we call it as Kavad Yatras and all that, primarily we need to take care of that we should not be putting lives of people at stake. And we need to give them correct information, because it is ultimately in long run, it is very difficult to ensure that COVID appropriate behavior is going to be followed or not. And as earlier pointed out by the, different people who were there earlier on the show, they said that the crowds are manageable. And it's not a question of manageable crowds. It's a question of how much you can make sure that everybody is following COVID appropriate behavior. Are they not asymptomatic carriers of infection? Because you see, whenever we see that, after all, RT-PCR has also got its sensitivity and specificity to an extent. So that is where we need to make sure, at least as a public health expert, I will definitely like to say that any kind of super spreader events at this point of time, whether it is having holidays, whether it is visiting the hill stations, and all needs to be avoided. We need to be very, very clear that virus is amongst us. Any time, the infection can flare up. And as you rightly pointed out, that our R0, that means an individual can spreading infection to others, is now gone up. So that is where we need to be careful about these parameters. And also we need to make sure that each one of us, if it is not required, still we are telling that people need to stay confined to their homes unless it is really, really very necessary. And we must go forward for immunization. Though Himachal has got good percentage of immunization coverage, but we need to make sure. Uttar Pradesh has got, very poor percentage of immunization coverage. Bihar has got very poor percentage of immunization coverage. This is the time when people, instead of holidaying, must make sure that they get 2 rounds of vaccination. They must come forward and get themselves registered on COVID app, and we must avoid, again, I'm telling, all kinds of super spreader events. Thank you.
Yes, we must avoid super spreader events, and we must pick up the pace as far as vaccination is concerned. Dr. Singh, I want to come back to you now on that central issue of vaccination. And what we have seen is the numbers, the average weekly number has dropped from that record that we touched of about 60 lakh in the week that the policy shift happened on the 21st of June. We're back to about 33 lakh last week. There seems to also be a hesitancy or a deterrence on the part of accessing vaccinations at private centers purely because you have to pay and not everybody can afford it. How much of that is a factor that you see is impacting the vaccination drive currently?
I don't think so. See, because the government has many centers which are free of cost, right? Then obviously one can go there and get it done for free. It's when we want to avoid the rush or the inconvenience of standing in a queue that you opt for that. It's similar to any other thing. Like, I mean, you can get a cup of tea outside on a dhaba for $10, but when you go to a hotel, you pay $500. So when you are asking for facilities in that event, you pay for it. So I think that part, I won't get into the economics because I'm no expert on economics. But on the whole of, on the face of it, the government has many centers going on. I know that in this town, we have many centers where free vaccines are available. And but when it comes to when you want convenience, and in that event you come to a private hospital and you pay the money. It's like lab test, for example, right? Or admissions into hospitals.
Yeah. Sure.
So I think
that point is taken. The point that's being made by many state governments is that state governments seem to be falling short of vaccines, whereas in the private sector centers, there isn't a full offtake as far as vaccines are concerned, and some would argue that that is on account of price acting as a deterrent there. But Dr. Garg, a final word from you as far as vaccination is concerned, because we are still awaiting clarity on what the government intends to do as far as the indemnity agreement is concerned with the likes of Moderna. So far, even the donated vaccines haven't been able to come to India via the COVAX facility because there is no clarity on indemnity.
Yeah, but you see, this part is going to be taken care very soon, and in first week of August or by middle, we must be getting these vaccines. But in the meanwhile, what I'll say, I reviewed Delhi situation morning. Delhi had 12,000 doses of Covaxin, and it was going to get 1.5 lakh doses of Covishield by afternoon. So, it's not that vaccines are not there. Vaccines are there with the states, but it is also a question of that how much people are sensitized. So that is where we must make, current use of available vaccines, because we are going to vaccinate, as per the government's target, 12 crore vaccinations by the end of this month. And then the vaccination pace will pick up by next month, and we will go above 20 crores. That is important, though government is telling that we will be immunizing about 1 crore. But let me take a modest estimate of about 20 crore individuals. Vaccines are there, but it is there, where the people have to come forward to take care of this. But Moderna and the other vaccines will definitely, be taken care of by the middle of next month.
What gives you the confidence to suggest